Google Pixel 8 Pro Camera Test. Peace be upon you, my dear friends and followers of the channel. How are you today? I hope you are well and in good health. Today with you is a beautiful, new and important video for everyone. This video will be called the Google Pixel 8 Pro Camera Test. But before watching the video, subscribe to the channel and like and share so that it reaches the largest number of people. Now let's watch the video and I hope you like it. We put the Google Pixel 8 Pro through a battery of rigorous benchmark camera tests to measure its performance in photo and video quality and zoom from an end-user perspective. This article explains the device's performance in a variety of tests and several common use cases and aims to highlight the most important results of our testing with a snippet of the data captured. Overview. Main camera specifications. Primary camera, 50MP 1.31 sensor, 1.2A micro pixels, f/1.68 lens, Octa-PD, OIS, ultra-wide camera, 48MP sensor, 0.8A micro pixels, f/1.95 aperture lens, quad-DAF remote camera, 48MP sensor, 0.7A micro pixels, f/2.8 lens, quad PD multi-zonal DAF sensor. Pros: nice colors in all lighting conditions. Whether in photos or videos, skin tones are nice and accurate in all lighting conditions. Fast and accurate autofocus in photos or videos. Accurate exposure of the overall subject in videos and photos. Good detail at all zoom settings and in macro images. Effective stabilization in most lighting conditions. Cons: occasional loss of fine detail and localized loss of texture. Segmentation errors in bokeh mode. Temporary noise is visible in low light conditions during videos. Sharpness differences between frames in a video. The Google Pixel 8 Pro ranked among the best in the benchmark camera rankings, thanks to consistently high performance across all test categories. It generally achieved its best results in bright light, making it the best choice for daylight photography and videography. Zoom performance was balanced and consistent as well, thanks to significant hardware upgrades and improved settings on the ultra-wide camera module. The Pixel 8 Pro achieved the highest score in the wide camera category. Images captured with the ultra-wide unit maintained high levels of image quality even in low light, with a very good balance between texture and noise. Additionally, the Pixel took excellent macro photos, thanks to automatic switching to the ultra-wide module at very close distances to objects, like most devices in the ultra-premium category. While all of the Pixel 8 Pro's camera modules benefit from improved light gathering capabilities, with a new 48-megapixel 1.73-inch image sensor, the difference from the Pixel 7 Pro, 12-megapixel 1.86-inch, was particularly noticeable in the ultra-wide, making it the most capable ultra-wide camera we've tested yet. Close-up and average zoom results were also good. Please note that while images were captured in Ultra HDR, our evaluations were performed using an SDR visualization workflow. This is due to the fact that Ultra HDR is a very new Android format, and we are still searching for the most suitable HDR visualization tools to enable a fair comparison in depth. Because viewing HDR content depends on many factors, such as the viewer's screen and the application being used, the images shown in this review are rendered in SDR, meaning they do not have the HDR gain map applied. Even viewers with HDR displays will only be able to see SDR versions of images. The 8 Pro's HDR video mode delivers excellent footage, with noticeably better results than the SDR mode in terms of exposure and color. Our testers also like the good exposure, nice colors, and effective stabilization in video mode. The Google Pixel 8 Pro also comes with several interesting AI-powered post-processing features that our current camera testing protocol doesn't cover. Magic Eraser allows you to easily remove unwanted objects or people from the photo. Face Unblurred is what it says. And Best Take offers the option to identify faces with the best expression in portraits and group shots. Additionally, there is a cloud-based video post-processing option. Recorded videos are uploaded to the cloud, then available as a processed version on your device after a few hours or so. Since the recently released Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max scored slightly higher than the Pixel 8 Pro in our camera tests, it makes sense to compare the two devices more closely. In terms of still images, both cameras capture great image quality that will satisfy most users. However, Apple and Google devices have strengths in different areas. While the Pixel 8 Pro is slightly ahead in terms of depth of field, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is slightly better at exposure and color rendition, especially thanks to the new, well-balanced HDR format. Both cameras feature an HDR video mode. For Google, this is a first, so there are still some improvements to be made to reach the same level of video quality as the iPhone. Our testers noticed higher noise levels, especially in low light. However, this can be mitigated through Google Cloud Processing, which is designed to improve HDR video delivery. When compared to the current top-rated device, the Huawei P60 Pro, the Google Pixel 8 Pro lags slightly behind in several image sub-attributes, with the exception of color, where Google has managed to get a more neutral white balance. However, the two devices share the highest score for the wide-ranging category. In video mode, the Pixel 8 Pro showed slightly better overall performance, thanks to more accurate autofocus and fewer artifacts. Friends and family. The Pixel 8 Pro scores in the top 3 in the Friends family rankings, thanks to very good results in both photos and video. The camera provided impressive skin tone accuracy in all lighting conditions and good fine detail, especially in bright light. Additionally, the Google Pixel 8 Pro was able to take photos without any lag, exactly when the shutter button was pressed. Moving objects are captured well, with minimal motion blur and sharp focus. Low lighting. The low light score of the Google Pixel 8 Pro puts it among the best devices in this category. The camera took beautiful low light photos, with accurate exposure and natural rendering of the scene. Noise was handled well, but in some shots, our testers noticed a higher loss of fine detail than some competitors. Low light video quality was generally good too, thanks to good exposure and decent detail. On the downside, harsh noise was often visible and color rendition was a little inaccurate, putting Google behind top competitors like the iPhone 15 Pro Max and Huawei P60 Pro in the low light rankings. The Google Pixel 8 Pro delivered good photo performance across all test attributes. Target exposure was generally accurate, despite some minor subject underexposure. Color was accurate and pleasing, especially skin tones. The camera also did a good job of freezing action. Thanks to fast autofocus and zero shutter lag, the balance between texture and noise was very good, with good detail and noise well controlled in all lighting conditions. In addition, the images were almost free of unwanted image artifacts. Please note, for Google Pixel 8 Pro photos, we evaluated SDR files on an SDR display. Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max comparison images were evaluated using HDR files on an HDR display. HIC files from an Apple device can't be viewed on this page, so we use converted SDR files, which don't show the full capabilities of your iPhone. Close-up photography. Macro photography is a third use case score introduced with the Xmark version 5 camera. It evaluates the camera's ability to capture detail at distances less than 10 centimeters and at magnifications close to 1:1. The Pixel 8 Pro did very well in our macro photography test, thanks to automatically switching to the ultra-wide camera module when a nearby object is detected. Macro photos captured by the Pixel 8 Pro had high levels of detail and nice colors. The Google Pixel 8 Pro provided good subject exposure. The camera also typically captured a wide dynamic range in all lighting conditions. The Pixel 8 Pro manages to take photos with very beautiful colors, thanks to its neutral white balance and accurate color rendition in all lighting conditions. Under typical indoor lighting, the white balance was neutral, providing a more accurate rendering than the Huawei P60 Pro, which sometimes produced a yellow tint. F-tests focus on focus accuracy, focus repeatability, shooting time delay, and depth of field. Shooting delay is the difference between the time the user presses the capture button and the time the photo is actually taken. This includes focusing speed and the device's ability to capture images at the right time, which is called no shutter lag capability. Even if a shallow depth of field can be pleasing for a single subject portrait or a close-up shot, it can also be problematic in some specific circumstances such as group photos. Both positions are tested. Focus accuracy is also evaluated in all real-life images captured, from infinity to close-up subjects and in low light to outdoor conditions. The Pixel 8 Pro's autofocus system worked accurately in most testing conditions. Performance was good in daytime scenes with moving objects, as well as in low light. The camera was able to freeze motion well, avoiding any motion blur on the body. In this test scene, the image was also taken at the exact moment intended, when the object stepped through the metal mesh on the floor. Thanks to the detail restoration algorithm, the Pixel 8 Pro is also able to simulate a very wide depth of field in scenes with objects at different distances from the camera. The depth of field was still less than the variable aperture Huawei P60 Pro, but wider than the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max. The Google Pixel 8 Pro did a good job of capturing fine details with a natural display in all testing conditions. Our testers' observations are confirmed by objective measurements in the laboratory. Noise was usually well under control in all lighting conditions, even low light. In high contrast scenes, our testers noticed occasional instability and noise reduction, and in low light, some color noise could be noticed, but overall, noise was well under control on textured areas and subjects. As in its predecessor, the Pixel 7 Pro, unwanted effects were well under control in the Google Pixel 8 Pro, including glare and ringing, which are often seen on competing devices. However, slight blending effects can sometimes be seen around the subject in high contrast scenes. Bokeh is tested in one custom mode, typically portrait or aperture mode, and analyzed by visual inspection of all images captured in the laboratory and in natural conditions. The goal is to reproduce portrait photographs similar to those taken with a DSLR and a wide aperture. The most important image quality features that are paid attention to are depth estimation, artifacts, blur gradation, and the shape of bokeh blur lights. Portrait image quality attributes, exposure, color and texture, were also taken into account. Image results in the Pixel 8 Pro's bokeh mode were very good, with high levels of detail on the subject and very strong blur. However, traces of subject division were often noticeable in finer details, for example hair. These artifacts and the lack of foreground blur, resulting in unnatural scene rendering, means the Pixel 8 Pro can't match the best in its class in terms of bokeh simulation. The Google Pixel 8 Pro switches to a 2x telephoto zoom when shooting in portrait mode, instead of 1x on the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Thanks to this change, the new model uses a focal length more suitable for portrait photography, allows a more comfortable distance to the subject and reduces geometric distortions on the subject. However, segmentation errors were more noticeable compared to the previous version. The Google Pixel 8 Pro provided an accurate preview image in most lighting conditions. However, in high contrast scenes, exposure was slightly different from the final capture. Unlike most of its direct competitors, but like its predecessor, the Pixel 8 Pro didn't apply a simulated bokeh effect to its preview image when shooting in portrait mode. You will simply have to take a portrait photo and open it in the gallery to check the bokeh effect. Zoom was already a strength of the Pixel 7 Pro, and the Pixel 8 Pro follows in the footsteps of its predecessor, delivering consistently good image quality from the ultra-wide range to the mid-range, in all lighting conditions. Compared to the Pixel 7 Pro, the 8 Pro comes with better light gathering capacity, thanks to a larger sensor and a faster aperture in the ultra-wide camera module, as well as a faster aperture in the telephoto camera. Thanks to the larger sensor and faster aperture of the ultra-wide camera, the trade-off between texture and noise was greatly improved over the Pixel 7 Pro, and the camera generally managed to achieve good results in all lighting conditions. Additionally, its telephoto results were good at near to medium range, outperforming some competitors in this regard. Video zoom. In terms of video zoom, our testers noticed noticeable improvements over the Pixel 7 Pro, especially with regard to noise. However, some competitors, such as the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max, offer better results at ultra-wide and 2x telephoto, as well as smoother transitions between the camera modules. Ultra-wide performance is one of the Pixel 8 Pro's strengths, with the device achieving the current highest score in this category. The camera captured images with good detail and low noise in all lighting conditions. The telephoto zoom performed well and consistently in our close-up and mid-range tests. The Pixel 8 Pro performs well with nice continuity in our close-up and mid-range, 50 to 160 mm equivalent focal length tests. When zooming in a little further to around 60 mm, improvements in terms of detail were noticeable, especially in the center of the frame. The level of detail remained high up to the 5x telezoom level, and slightly higher, but then dropped at long range settings, 160 to 200 mm. In video mode, the Pixel 8 Pro achieved a place among the best in our video ranking, thanks to a very good HDR mode. Overall, the Pixel 8 Pro showed a nice improvement over its predecessor and is the best Android device we've tested to date. However, it couldn't keep up with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which maintains the top spot in the rankings. Our experts tested Pixel 8 Pro video with SDR and HDR settings and concluded that HDR mode provides the overall highest level of video quality. Please note that we did not test the Video Boost mode because this cloud processing feature is not covered by our video testing protocol. Also note that a compatible HDR display is required to see the full potential of HDR display and that YouTube only displays native HDR display if videos are watched on a compatible HDR display. Otherwise, compressed SDR video is displayed, and even that does not always display correctly on the platform. Video samples were recorded with HDR mode activated, 4K resolution, and a frame rate of 30 FPS. Like its predecessor, the Pixel 7 Pro, the 8 Pro was able to capture a wide dynamic range, as well as accurate and stable video exposure. In addition, the new model offered increased contrast with the HDR mode activated. Noticeable steps and some instability during exposure transitions mean the Pixel can't match the best in its class, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, especially when recording in low light. The Pixel 8 Pro delivered great color rendition in video mode, especially in daylight and under indoor conditions. White balance was also good, with stable and smooth transitions in variable lighting conditions. Skin tones were generally nice, but testers noticed some imprecision when recording backlit scenes. Overall autofocus performance was very good, but some slight focus inaccuracy on close-up objects under indoor conditions prevented the Pixel 8 Pro from achieving the same result as the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The Google Pixel 8 Pro managed high texture measurements in our lab tests, showing nice improvements over its predecessor, and even besting the iPhone 15 Pro Max in terms of DMC metrics. The 8 Pro captured high levels of detail in bright light, but some local loss of detail was occasionally noticeable in some specific conditions, such as backlit scenes with moving objects. Noise control can be difficult with the HDR video format, and this was the Pixel's main drawback in video mode. Noise can sometimes be noticeable in bright light videos, but it became more noticeable in indoor conditions and was quite annoying in low light clips. Video stabilization was effective in all lighting conditions. However, compared to the best-in-class iPhone 15 Pro Max, stabilization artifacts, such as sharpness differences between frames, were more noticeable. The iPhone performs better in this regard, as the effect is almost unnoticeable in bright light, thanks to very short exposure times and a 60 FPS frame rate. The effects were well under control. However, unlike the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the Pixel 8 Pro wasn't able to maintain 60 FPS even in low light. The need for very fast exposure times means that such fast frame rates are difficult to achieve in low light. At the end of the video, I thank you for watching and I hope you liked it, and see you in a new video.